The 2018 NFL Draft is one day away, and players who have sacrificed themselves, worked hard, and enjoyed a successful college career will soon see their dreams come true by playing in the NFL. And we're here to talk it up with one of those players today as we go one-on-one with Nyheim Hines, the 12th ranked running back prospect at our lads for the 2018 NFL Draft on the OFN Meeting Room with Greg DePalma. All right, it's Wednesday, April 25th, 2018. I'm Greg DePalma. Thanks for tuning into the OFN Meeting Room as we talk NFL Draft with NC State running back Nyheim Hines. Nyheim, thanks a lot for talking to us today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on. I'm really blessed for this opportunity.
Well, I appreciate it. How you feeling? 24 hours away from the beginning of the draft. Whether you get drafted tomorrow or Friday, what's the difference as far as you're concerned? Is your stress level?
Not stressed much. Been playing a lot of video games, if you want me to be honest. So, I put the work in to get to where I need to be. So I'm going to live with the results.
All right, Nyheim, you've been able to double your rushing yards in each of your 3 seasons, including a career high 1,112 yards with 12 TDs last year, and that's when you finally became the number 1 back for the Wolfpack. Did you feel you were underused for most of your career?
No. I mean, we had a lot of great other players, so I mean, it comes to humbling yourself. Even in the NFL, you're gonna have to share the ball. So I feel as if I did a great job with what I was asked to do, and just tried to make the most of my opportunities.
Yeah, and when you talk about sharing the ball, of course, you had yourself a heck of a fullback on the team. Matter of fact, Dan Shonka rates Jalen Samuels as the top fullback in the entire class. How much fun was it playing with him in the backfield and the offense in general?
The offense was fun. I mean, we had to learn a lot of plays in a lot of different positions, so I think that helped us for what we're going to do. And it was fun playing with Jay Sam. I mean, he's one of the best tight ends. We don't know exactly what he is. He's a tight end. He's a running back. He's a receiver. He even did returns when I went down with an ankle. So, I mean, it's great to play with people like that, and I think he's helped us win a lot of games.
All right, you led the ACC in all-purpose yardage because of your ability to run, catch, return kicks. When you notice your blazing sub 4.0 speed, it's easy to see how you can stick out as a potential difference maker in the NFL. So at what point in your football career did you fully realize your potential in all of these phases?
I'm not exactly sure. I mean, it seems like now looking back on it, every place I played in every age group, I was always very dynamic. Teams always scouted me to stop me, and my speed was always game breaking. So I expect that to go to the next level, but I'm not exactly sure. God blessed me with an ability to be fast, and I've always been fast. So I've been just trying to use the best of my ability, use the best of my God-given talent to run track and play football.
All right. Well, speed is one thing. A lot of players can have speed. So what do you got to do to improve your game to be a more complete and better back at the next level besides just your speed?
Just pass block and make sure I don't neglect the details. A lot of things with football is a lot of the reason people lose is because of details. So I gotta make sure I keep focused on the details and things that matter. Also, just work on pass protection and work on everything. I can get faster, I can get quicker, I can get stronger. So I think I'm just scratching the surface of what I'm capable of doing, and I can't wait to just go out there and prove everybody wrong and do what I love to do.
All right. Well, you say prove everybody wrong. Why is that? Do you think that there have been people that have been nitpicking at you for any particular reason? Is that something that's happened?
Oh, no. I mean, just my entire life. Everybody always told me I was too small to do this.
Okay.
Always tried to kind of demean me. So, I mean,
really?
I'm always excited just to go out there, and I've been fueled by competitiveness and to prove people wrong. It's not really much of anybody saying anything. There's probably people who said I made a terrible decision by leaving early, but I thought I'd made the right choice, and I'm really just excited to go out there and have a chance to prove my opportunity.
All right. What about players in the NFL that you might have looked up to that have a similar skill set, maybe even a similar size? Have you followed someone like that and said, hey, you know what? Hey, if he can do it, so can I?
Yeah, Tyreek Hill, Christian McCaffrey, Kamara, those guys.
Okay.
Just people like that. I love the work done. Loved Brian Westbrook. I've always been a fan of the game, so I've always loved all those guys who can do things like that in multiple things and who are dynamic.
Okay, Westbrook. That's an oldie but a goodie. Speaking of returning kicks, Nyheim, you can handle both kickoffs and punts. So what's the biggest difference in both of them, and which one do you like to do better?
I can't say I like one more than the other. The biggest difference is just kickoff return is the mentality is a lot different. You have to be ready to take hits and just make sure you can hit the hole. Kickoff return is more like running back,
Okay.
where you have to kind of follow a lane and get to where you need to be. Punt return is more like catching a screen in the middle of the field. You make the gunners miss. It could be all she wrote.
All right. If you had one game film that you were the most proud of in your entire career, and only one that you could show scouts, which game film would that be?
Probably North Carolina or Pittsburgh.
Of this past year?
Yes, sir.
Any particular?
Pittsburgh, I showed the versatility and the quick strike ability, and then at running back, Carolina was my best game. So I'd like to think.
All right. What about favorite game in general? Like one that stuck out in your career? Maybe the best game that you, if you look back and you say that was the best game that I enjoyed playing in.
It would probably be Carolina again. Probably just Carolina.
And how heated was that rivalry? Was that a real tough rivalry? I mean, considering some of the other rivalry games you've been in, whether in high school or, I mean, everybody knows the big ones, Michigan, Ohio State, and so forth, and Alabama, Auburn. So, but you were a part of your own and NC State. So, how was that as a rivalry?
It was very heated. Obviously, it's a big basketball rivalry, but I mean, football gets heated too. We're both really good teams in our own right. So I think it was really good just to have that opportunity just to play against the heated rivalry like that. We don't like them, they don't like us. So it's always great just to do something like that.
All right. What about most disappointing loss in your career?
Disappointing loss.
Yeah.
Oh man, can't go wrong with Clemson in 2016. Even both Clemson losses, actually, Clemson in 2016 and 2017.
All right.
Each year we had them on the ropes.
Yep.
2016 we missed a kick, and last year we actually had the opportunity to tie the game, and we called a pass on the 2, but on third down, and it got called back for illegal procedure. So then it was like 4th and 20 on like the 25-yard line. So I think those are probably the 2 most disappointing losses.
Yeah, especially since they went to the playoffs, won a championship one of those 2 years, right? That's got to be frustrating.
Right.
Hey,
yeah,
man, we had them.
It's like, wow.
Yeah, right.
It's like, wow, we had the national champions on the road.
We had them.
Wow, we could actually be in the game.
Yeah. What about your favorite team? You grew up in Carolina, so was it the Panthers, or did you root for someone else outside the state?
I rooted for the Patriots. My dad's from Connecticut and my mom's from Brooklyn, New York. So it was either the Patriots or Giants. I always liked the Panthers, but if the Panthers played the Patriots, I was always going to go for the Patriots. But I grew up Panthers and Patriots. Man.
Oh, so your mom, you say it's the Giants. Is that because she was a Giant fan?
Yeah, but
okay.
When I grew up in a household, it was the Patriots or the Giants. And for some reason, as a kid, I didn't like the Giants for some reason. I don't know why. And I think the players, the Patriots had players I like. Like I always liked Deion Branch as a kid. So.
Oh, okay.
I think that's probably why I just went with the Patriots.
All right. Give me a player you played against, who draft fans should keep an eye on. That not a top pick, not a first round guy, just somebody that you played against that you think could either be a really good pro this year or next year. It doesn't even have to be this year. Somebody that under the radar guy.
Under the radar. I'd probably say I don't know how Harold Landry is at Boston College, if he's under the radar or not. I think he's the second or third edge rusher, but he was always a great player. And then the receivers from Clemson, Ray McLeod and Deion Kane, I think those guys will have great careers if they can just put the offense together and do what they have to do.
How was it playing in that 2016 game against Deshaun Watson?
It was crazy. Just our defense we actually had a pick 6 on them, and we held them to 3 points at halftime.
Yeah.
So we actually, Mike Williams and all those guys, it was great just to be there against those guys, but we played great against them. And that's, I think, when we start believing, when we're playing against people like that, and they had all the hype and stuff, and we're in the game with them and even beating them and should have beat them. It was just crazy playing against them and seeing them now at the next level flourishing.
By the way, you guys, I mean, really, you look at it, it's incredible how much talent the team has that's coming into the pros this year, especially some of the guys up front on defense. What about some of those guys? What are you kind of surprised that with all the talent that you've had that you had to be disappointed that I guess that you guys didn't maybe achieve something a little bit more? Maybe that those Clemson losses definitely had something to do with it.
Yeah. So I mean, we underachieved a little bit, but I feel like we just lost a couple like swing momentum games.
Sure.
We played Notre Dame right before that game and lost that one, then lost to Clemson, and those are just big momentum swingers. Even in 2016 and 2015, we just lost some pivotal games that if I think we would have won them, we would have won probably the next 2 or 3 games. Just some heartbreaking losses that we had some heartbreaking losses, I think, that made us lose the next game, I think, and because we just didn't get over it and then adjust and respond to the situation well.
Tell me, before I let you go, tell me about how you would pitch a player, high school player that's thinking about enrolling at NC State. I tell you what, let's say they're thinking about either NC or NC State. Convince them to go to NC State as opposed to North Carolina, and why?
Well, I mean, first off, that red looks a lot better than that ugly blue, and I think Coach Dorn's building a legacy, and he's trying to establish and change the culture. We're slowly changing it. We went 9-4. Carolina didn't do that last year. They had a 10-win season the year before, but we had great players. We have 9 players in the draft, and I think all 9 of them or 8 of them or 7, however many we have, can get drafted. And Carolina didn't do that last year. We had Coach Belichick at our pro day. So I mean,
that's
if
awesome.
you want to do your dreams, you can come to NC State and do it. I didn't know anything of that capacity was possible, and then I'm here now, and it's like, wow, I didn't have to go to Ohio State to reach my dreams. Well, I didn't have to go to Clemson. I could do it all at NC State.
That's right. And we're really going to enjoy watching you at the next level. We wish you the best of luck, and especially over these next few days when you find out where you're going to go. And we look forward to talking to you again when you are a professional football player. So, Nyheim, thanks for taking the time out to talk to us again, and good luck.
Oh, thank you so much, and thank you for having me on.
You got it. Take care. All right, that is Nyheim Hines. And again, NC State Wolfpack. And, yeah, that is a program. We've talked a lot of college football this past year on the Our-Lads Football Network. That is a really good program, an up-and-rising program. Wow, some talent coming out of there into the pros, and Nyheim is one of them. A lot of excitement about this kid because of his speed and his playmaking ability, and we were glad to have him on the program today. All right, so we've got another one of these interviews a little bit later on here on this Wednesday. Dallas Goedert, the top-ranked tight end prospect at Our-Lads, is going to be joining us on the Our-Lads Football Radio Network. That's going to be later on today here. Again, we're 24 hours away, a little more than 24 hours away from the draft. And also don't forget to check back with us as we have more draft coverage with Dan Shanka coming up. We'll be on the air on actually Thursday, which is the day of the draft. We'll be on at 1 o'clock Eastern time with Dan, and then on Friday at 3 Eastern with Dan. So 2 more shows to go with Dan Shanka this week. If you're a Jet fan, we've got some Jet shows this week as well. But we are going to be talking more with the players and, of course, more about the NFL draft here on the Our-Lads Football Radio Network, where it's never too early to think about the NFL draft. And it's tomorrow, everybody, so stay tuned.